Well, once kids start getting money, either as gifts or by working, it's time to start teaching them the value of a dollar and the basics of earning, spending, and also giving. Let's check in with Colin Evans with the Evans Financial Group. He's back this time talking about teaching our kids all about money. Colin, this is a very important thing in this day and age to teach little ones about how to save money, spend money, and also invest it. And you start early. The earlier the better, right?
It really is. You know, and the kind of scary thing, or really the sad thing is, this isn't something that's taught in school. And it's kind of really up to the parents or the grandparents or other centers of influence for our kids. And you want to give them the absolute best guidance that we can. We really kind of put this together in about 4 different pillars.
Yeah. Let's talk about the several aspects of money that kids need to learn about. Let's start with the learning the value of hard work and how that equals money if you work hard.
When I started a project, and I did it with my little girl with this lemonade stand, and this was 5 or 6 years ago, and she decided, she wanted to spend her own money, and I was like, this is screaming dad,
Yeah.
and I am gung ho all in for this. And we do everything. We get the tent and the table set up, and we get these gigantic letters, and we're coloring them during the summer, painting them yellow so they go all the way across the yard. It says lemonade, $3. And then she really started seeing the value, and she's realizing what putting work in and earning was, and that really kind of set her off of, okay, so this is the start, and this is how we do things of creating our own personal little entrepreneurship.
Why is that so important? Because I would think that sets the groundworks for the rest of their life.
It really does, and when it came into with her, you'd have thought she just won the Olympics, with something. When she came rolling in with about $75-80 from her first day. Yeah. And in about 3 hours, I'm like, you realize you're making like $25 an hour? Yeah. And this is tax-free. We shouldn't probably tell that, to the IRS. But, that's when I really had to kind of sit her down. It's like, okay, now we got to get these, we put out 3 jars. And I was like, we got to have a savings jar, we got to have a spending one, but you also have to have our tithing or giving jar. And in putting this together, it's like, of course, she's fixated on, what's this spend jar? What can I get my hands onto? And of course, we got to that part, but we had to it's like, here, we got to have a savings portion. One is going to be for you, but you also have to understand, like, if you're doing a little entrepreneur, you have to be able to repurchase products of ice and cups and lemonade. And it gave her a little bit of value, especially taking her to the store to start picking out lemonade, because kids really want to pick out the shiniest box, the prettiest colors, they're most vibrant. And then she really started putting 2 and 2 together, seeing the pricing of that. So that was really where the budgeting thing kind of really started going into play with her, and it started really registering in her mind, like, oh, okay, there are other kinds. I don't have to get the fanciest box that's out here. Maybe I could go something a little bit less since we're adding sugar and lemons already. And she saw that, and that was really the light bulb moment.
And also spending money, that's an important part of making money too. You have to teach them properly how to spend within your means.
That is, and she saw that, and I can say I'm a terrible impulse person, especially when it comes to the line at Academy with all the cool trinkets and stuff. But she was too, and I get it. It's like that money's burning a hole in the pocket, and it's like, hey, let's pump the brakes just a second, because earlier you were talking about, I'd like either a new Nintendo DS or whatever the new gadget of the day was, and I said, but then you realize you didn't have enough money, and you immediately wanted to spend it on what you could afford. It's like, let's pump the brakes, and you'll be happier once you realize that we save up and we purchase the bigger ticket item. And she does that, and she still continues doing that to this day, which that's really where she saw that value coming into play.
I know you want to plug your book too, The Lemonade Legacy. Here you can get
Absolutely, that's actually a great thing. If anybody, this is where the story originated. We wrote a book about it. If anybody would like a copy of it, you can pick it up on Amazon. But if you want a free copy, stop by our office in Ashley Ridge, and we'll give you one right at the front desk. It's a great tool for parents and grandparents on how to guide and teach your kids about money, and just giving some principles and some good things that they can go up and follow and use as they go on through life.
The Lemonade Legacy, there it is. Thanks, Colin, appreciate it.
Absolutely, thanks for having us.